Hello. So in this video, we'll be looking at how to download the Singapore Standards dataset for OpenRail Designer and subsequently how do you deploy it into your machine. So first look at this, just want to introduce to all of you what this dataset does. So here I'm just going to just quickly launch OpenRail Designer, all right? And once you are in OpenRail Designer, you will see there's this workspace and workset at the top. So currently, these are the out of the box installed workspace and workset that comes from the available dataset. All right. So what we want to do now is to see what changes after we deploy the Singapore Standards dataset. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this now. And if you would go over to your Google Chrome or whatever browser that you are using now, all you need to do is simply search for Bentley Connect. Right. You can just directly Google search for Bentley Connect, or you can just follow the link in the description below for connect.bentley.com. So once you get to this connect.bentley.com page, it will bring us to the login page where if you have previously logged into Bentley Connect, you should have your account shown here as such. And what you need to do now is simply to click on the account that you want to use to log into your Bentley Connect. And for myself, I will just click on this account here. And because I have signed in previously, it will bring me directly to Bentley Connect webpage. But if you have not done so in recent times, you will need to log in using your password and the two-factor authentication. Okay, so from here in the Bentley Connect page, all you need to do is to scroll down to the bottom of the page where you should see My Services, and then you should see Software Downloads over here. Now all you need to do is click on Software Downloads, and this is the page where you are going to be able to access all the software based on the license that you have, as well as the data set associated with those software. So I'm just going to come over here to the top of the search ribbon, okay, to actually type in the keyword. So for myself, if I want to look for OpenRail, I will just type in OpenRail and hit enter. So it will just bring up a list of all the suggestions that may be usable to us. Okay, so over here I can see that the first suggestions is the Connect Edition dataset 64-bit for Singapore. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on it, and it will bring me directly to the download page for that dataset itself. Alright, so I'm just going to make sure that I have the latest version filtered, right, together with the deliverable type and the subscription entitlement. Always set it to no for dataset. Okay, so I'm sure that this is the latest one that I have. So you can see the release date over here is on the 24th of January 2023. So next is just to download the dataset, right? So I will skip the download as it takes a bit of time. So once the dataset has been downloaded, you will see that it is using MSI extension. Alright, so all you need to do is you can directly click on it if you will, okay, or you can just go over to where you have downloaded it and then just double click on the MSI file itself. So this is a Windows installer file which will bring up the installation guide. So all you need to do now is to just follow through the prompt. So you just need to accept the license agreement first and then click install. After that, the wizard will get us set up, but you will need to grant it the user account control that is needed. So just click on yes for this, and then it is going to validate the installation and install the necessary files into the default pathway. Okay, once that is done, you will see that it says it is now completed. Right, so all you need to do is click on finish. So what has changed? I will just close this now. If I go back over to my OpenRail Designer, okay, so once you launch out your OpenRail Designer, you will notice that, yes, you will notice that under the workspace and the workset, just give it a minute. Right, under the workspace and workset, you will have this additional workspace called Singapore Standards. All right, and then you will have the workset called LTA. So from here, you can just go over and create a new file. How do we determine that this is actually reading from the new dataset that we just installed? You can see over here under the seed. Okay, first of all, when you start creating a new file, if you go to browse, you will see that it's no more pointing to the default pathway, but rather it is now pointing to the Singapore standards folder where you actually have the Singapore rail design and the Singapore road design seed file for both 2D and 3D, right? So you can just do a quick check on this to make sure that all the installation is coming in correctly. And once that is done, you will be able to use the dataset that contains all the necessary configuration for your project in Singapore.